you might have done this already, you might not have, is you're going to have all of these things you have to set up. Okay, so I'm going to just go quick. Whoopsie daisy. Since we started with domains, I'm going to show you my domains. So these are all the domains that I have brought in. Not as many in here, but I've got a few. And they're unlimited in high level. Okay, so if you have 15, like I have my property investing um, version has like 15 domains because I have my treehouse that we rent out, I have my investing, I have some of my other businesses that are kind of smaller and they don't need their own, they're all in there. Um, and so you can bring in as many domains as you want, use them for whatever. So if you wanted, let's just say, some people go domain crazy and they want all of the domains that say all the things, right? Because your domain is also how people find you. So if yours was Santa.com, everyone's going to remember that. Or if you were running a challenge and it was like getleads.com, people are going to remember that. But you might not have a business called getleads.com. So you're going to use that website slash domain so people will remember it's good hook, but then it's going to redirect through your other things and you can link them in. So that's why you might have more than one domain, depending on what project you're doing. Let's say you wrote a book, right? How to be rich in 100 days. Well, you might have a domain that is called that, and then your book could live there. Your lead magnet could live all there because it all ties together and matches. But you probably don't have, oh, I did have a she house. And so the idea there is that you can have as many domains as you want. It doesn't have to only be your business. Does everybody understand that, right? The domain could be anything. So some people are domain junkies and they have thousands of them, or they find a good one, right? Creativefinance.com. I don't know if Pace owns that one or not, but like, think about it. Like, if you think of a good one and you grab it and somebody wants it, there was one a while ago called candy.com and it sold for $1 million. And someone built a business on the fact that they had that domain. So your domain can be used for a lot of reasons. You can use a lot of them, and that's why high level allows you to have multiple, because they understand that you're probably going to have a lot of different projects, a lot of different lead magnets. So let's say your lead magnet was close your house, buy your first flip in 20 days, right? And you had it's the get busy challenge, right? Or whatever. You could have a domain that says that. It doesn't have to be who you are, right? As a business. Your email, though, really should. And that's a whole different story. Sorry, I'm at my candy store today. So, of course, people are coming in. Let me show. Um, uh, there we All right. We'll still hear stuff, but it'll be better. Okay. So that is why your domains, and that's why it's unlimited in here, is that you can have as many subdomains as you want. You could have as many brand new individual domains as you want. Um, but that's why it gives you that flexibility in here. So that's this part in high level. Okay. So let's go back here. So then in high level, I know, Sherry, you mentioned like you'd never seen it before. Okay. So this is the settings. So what you do is, let's say you purchased a brand new software, you're going to set it up. You have to put in who you are, you have to put in your email, you have to put in your domain, you have to put in some of your legal stuff like your EIN number, your tax codes, all those things, right? That's what this section of high level is for. You also can put in some things that are integrations. So you can connect it with Shopify, you can connect it with Zoom, you can connect it with another let's see, you can use Zapier to transfer data in. You can do all kinds of integrations here. You can set up your Stripe account so people can pay you here, like all of those integrations. So that's all going to be here as well. Let me just see. So your brand boards, you can set up your branding. You can set up your, if you only want this font on all of the pages, you can set up your footers of your website so it's the same on all. Like you can do all of those things from here. Okay, so you also can set up custom fields. So like you can put your home or your office address, let's just say that. And then every time you are building a new funnel, building a new website, or doing anything, hi Monique, that you can now pull from this custom field and it will just plop it in. So if you, let's say you moved and you wanted to change your address, you only have to change it in the custom field and it's going to fix all of them as opposed to going into every website, right? So that's an advantage for using custom fields and custom values. Let's see what else we've got. Reputation management. So like I have this set up so it connects to my Google site, my Google, whatever it's called, my business. And so if somebody gives me a review, it will alert and it will respond by AI and just thank them or whatever, right? I never have to do that again because now it's connected. So there's a lot of features like that you can do in here. Um, you can have multiple SMS or phone numbers. You can set up a like in the past people would have voice over IP or a phone system, right? If you want to reach Bob, press 1. If you want to do this, press 2. You can set that all up in here so it's all automated and never have to pay for that again. So there's a lot of things you can do in here, but this might be you have AI agents, you have chatbots that will answer questions on your page. You have all of that kind of stuff in here. Speaking of calendars, we had that this week. You can put multiple calendars in here, right? Because the nice part about this, it's robust. If you had a team of 10, everybody could be a user in here. Everybody could have their own calendar. Everybody could have their own parts that they're doing. You can assign work to people, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's in your opportunities and such. So that's kind of domains, but also a little quick version. Oh, somebody is in the waiting room. Okay. Of high level. This is what it looks like. Let's see, do I even have a calendar? Candy Store doesn't have a ton of calendar stuff, but maybe it does. Uh, maybe I set up all my things for Christmas. Like we have a bunch of events or whatever. Let me see if it's in here so you could see. Nope, I don't think it's attached. Nope. Okay, it's not attached. So anyway, but I have my users down here and it has all kinds of things, but it will alert you if you have a Zoom. It will alert you if somebody responded on your social. So we'll go through all of those things, but like it will do all the things that you want it to do. Pretty much, if you want it to do something, it will do it. That's the nice part about high level, and they allow for apps to come in. So if there's somebody built an app, like, on your iPhone, if you want an app that's going to track your journaling or an app that's going to track your diet, you can bring apps into here just like that. Okay. I assume you have to buy them from someone like GoDaddy. Domains you do have to buy. You can buy from GoDaddy. You can buy it from pretty much Google, anybody. There are a lot of places. Namecheap is another one. The calendar looks like, can it integrate? Yes, it does integrate with Google. So whatever Google you set up to connect, that is the one it will bring in. And so yes, you can do that. And so you can connect and you can connect multiple Google accounts. So like for example, for my business, I have thetracygunn.com, I have tginvestments.com. I have like NewHampshireTreehouse.com. I have all these different ones, and they all have their own calendars that I can pull in. They all have their own business listings that I can pull in. You can only do one review, like the automated review, because it gets too confusing, but you can bring in multiple. Okay. So, and then you're going to have your contacts. So I use this for my candy store, which we have a pretty robust loyalty program and lead magnet. So we give free candy for your birthday. So I have people all day. So 30 minutes ago, someone signed up, 31 minutes ago, an hour ago, people are just always signing up. So they're all getting added to my contacts. And then when they come in, I kick off an automation that welcomes them, sends them emails over the next 20 days, makes them offers, so on and so forth. So that's another way that I use it. I'm not using it as much for my land and my real estate because mostly what I'm focusing on right now is my business. Okay. So, but that's all the kind of the things it can do. I think it helps to see kind of how people are using it and to kind of see how it might work for you. Um, Opportunities is a function I haven't used as much, but what basically that means is that you can set up your pipeline. So in other words, let's just use my candy store as an example. If somebody comes in and they sign up for my lead magnet, they're a brand new lead. Now, if they made a purchase, now it moves them from lead to customer. Okay. And then after that, if they respond to an email or something, it will do something longer term. If they clicked a button, if they told me where they lived, because I have retail locations and then I have e-com, that I could further identify who they are. So I'm very clear about who I'm talking to instead of sending a general email to 150,000 people. Yep.
Is on the phone saying that they're gonna replace your terminal because you're missing like 10 orders?
Okay, I don't know, but I'm doing this, so just tell them I'll call back.
Let's see.
Thanks, yeah. So sorry. I forget what I was saying. Oh, so I have, so if I have 150,000 people on my list, but only I want to talk to the ones who live in the Charlotte area, I have a way of tagging them and getting them into their own list. So I'm talking to the right people about the right thing instead of wasting my emails for people who won't care at all about it. Does that make sense? So that's one of the things that opportunities can do for you. It also can tell you what each customer's worth. So every time, like if you're, let's just say you're doing wholesale, right? Every time you get a lead, you know that that lead is worth $10,000, let's say, right? So you can see how much money you have in your pipeline, how many are closed, like are in the next process of, let's say, closing a house, right? You got the lead, you talk to them, so they're in that part, or even the no one left behind challenge, right? We have the leads, we've emailed them, so now that's the next step of the pipeline. The next one is they responded or they didn't respond. Now we're calling them, right? Now we have an appointment set. Now we have our discussion. Now we have maybe a second call, like, and it can move all through the pipeline. So at one look, you can see where everybody is, all the things you're working on, all the projects, all through this. Now, again, I'm not using this in the same way for my candy store because it doesn't really make sense. It'd be kind of overkill for what I'm doing. But you can see how for real estate, that could be really helpful for you. Okay, so that's that other part that people love about high level is that you could set up this pipeline and what happens at each thing. And so that's this part. Sorry, I have two things in the chat. Let me see. Do you need to have, let's see, what kind of add-ons do you need to be able to email and text people? No, you don't need any add-on for that. Do you need a phone system to be able to call the leads? So it does not do, at this point, it doesn't do auto dialer like Prop AI does. You can assign it to people and you might be able to bring one in. It's not something that I've used, but I will tell you that you can text though, and you can email. You can automate that piece and you can do, have you ever heard of the ringless voicemail? Right? Where it calls and just leaves a message, right? You do need to buy a phone number, and I'm going to show you that in the SMS part. So give me a sec on that one. But yes, you do need to buy a phone number and you do have to get approved. So it's not like going and getting a phone at the iPhone store, right? Where you get a line and you can just use it. Using this, and if it's for business, you have to get approved and you have to have certain parameters in place accurately to get approval to do that. And they are like locking it down. They were telling us on our call the other day that somebody was doing outbound calls, just automated cold, and they caught them. And actually, he had given like his system to somebody else and they were doing it and it came back to him and he had all these fines. Like it's enough to bankrupt him. So it's something we have to be really careful about because right now people are very litigious and they do not want to be reached, especially after the election. So because they did a lot of nonsense. Do you have the AP2 approved for this? Yes, in order to use SMS, you do. And I'll show you how you can do that in here. Calendar looks like, yep, calendar looks exactly like it does in your Gmail. And you can bring as many of the calendars in as you want to for Gmail, for Google. Okay, did I answer all of those? I think I did. Okay, so that's kind of like I know we got a little off track, but I want to give you an idea of like, so that's the opportunity. Here are your payments. I'll just give you a quick run through of so you can see what things look like. So for example, I'm not running really orders through here. I'm doing some lead magnets and I'm building a brand new funnel. For that, I'm making a different offer to my leads instead of just free candy for your birthday. How about free candy right now, kind of a thing? So that's going to be interesting. But most of mine go through my Shopify site. So it's not in here, but like you can see, so you have payments, invoices, recurring invoices, documents, contracts, orders, subscriptions, payment links, transactions, products, like coupons. You can do a lot in here. Let me see, settings, integrations, and you can bring other things in here. So that's where all your products would be, all of your payments, all of your transactions, what's happened, all of that can happen in here. So let's say we do our 2-day class, we set up a funnel for that, we set up people to sign up. And then it's going to send them all of the Zoom stuff, all the reminders, all the details. It's going to warm them up. You might have them have a form to fill out to tell you where they're at, what they're looking forward to, what they really need help with, right? So you can cater it to them. All of that can be done through here, all in one place, as opposed to a website that just sells stuff and a website that just has information. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay. All right. So then you've got your marketing. I love this part of this. So you can connect all your social in here. We do use this, and you can plan out for a year. So you can connect all of your different channels. I have 9. You can plan out and you can do it by site. So you can do whatever you do for Pinterest is going to look different than what you do for Instagram, which is going to look different for YouTube. But you can connect everything and schedule it all in here. So if you have a social person who does that, they can come in with their post for today or for next week, and they can do it for all the channels, and then it will do it for you. So you don't have to be the person doing it that day. Your emails here, you can have email campaigns and templates are in here. Snippets are, let me bring it up. Hold on a second. So this is all your marketing stuff. So think about like, how are you getting people in here? Okay. I don't really have, oh, this is my footer that I can plop in when I'm building the funnel, so I don't have to keep recreating it. Okay, we have timers, we have trigger links. I don't know if anyone's in the know left behind, but there's a little tiny link that Pace is using for all of the links. So it's like combined one. You can create that in here. You can also create QR codes so people could scan who you are. You can have affiliates. You can have a membership. So let's say you did a 2-day class and you wanted to provide ongoing support for something, you could create a community in high level. You don't have to do it on Facebook. You don't have to do it on Kajabi. You can do that all in here. And then you can set up brand boards, what you want everything to look like. So it's all in one place. Does that make sense? Automations. These are your workflows. So raise your hand. I can't see everybody, or put in the chat. Does anybody know? I'm assuming some of you have, well, you can create something like yes, you can create a link tree. Absolutely. You can create even more, but yes, you can do that. And so workflows are things that, oh, somebody else is joining. Workflows are things that something happens and it kicks off something else to happen. If then, right? So so for example, my candy store, when somebody signs up for free candy for their birthday and they get on my list, I actually have it going through Beehive. They get onto my newsletter, then they come back. The email is sticky, which means it automatically fills it out so they don't have to enter it again on the next page. Then they put their birthday and then they hit submit. When they do that, it kicks off a couple things. It tags a couple things and it gets them into a workflow. And it starts to send them things and it makes them in the process. It also enrolls them in their birthday program where a week before their birthday, they get an email. So you can set up all of these workflows one time. Okay. Just like I set up a workflow, basically, like if somebody gives me a Google review, I automatically respond and it uses AI to do that. Okay. You can set up workflows. Now, this could be a very overwhelming rabbit hole. But even if you were just doing simple, they also do provide templates. right? So I want to respond to my lead magnet. They'll give you the basics to set up and then you just have to customize it. Okay, so you don't always have to start from scratch, but you do have that ability if you need to. Okay, so that's the automation. We'll go to my sites. So I have up here, so again, a lot. You have funnels, you have websites, you have a store, which is like a cart, right? Like a Shopify in here. You have webinars. Like what if you had automated webinars or you had the same webinar every week? You could schedule that out, okay? You have your analytics of how are things doing. You have all of your blogs. If you have a WordPress site, you can connect them together. You have a client portal. You have forms. You have surveys, you have quizzes. Have you anyone ever taken one of those quizzes on Facebook? Like, what kind of animal are you? Right? Like that kind of, you can build something. What kind of buyer are you? Da, 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 da. What would be the perfect house for you in your retirement? Da, 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 da. Like you could have a quiz. People love quizzes, and that's an easy lead magnet, right? And then you give them the answer, and now they're on your list. So that quizzes, you have a chat widget. So you have QR codes. So for QR codes, you've probably seen it like we all have them for Blink, right? You have one on your screen, Susan, but then you also have them for anything. You can do them as a bounce back. You could do them as sign up for my birthday club. You could do them as give me a review. You could use them as anything you want because a QR code can go anywhere you tell it to. That's all that it does. And you can see now people have them like on their backpacks, like they light up. People scan them, right? They think it's cool. They have it on the back of their shirt, right? But you can create them in here, and this is where they live. Sometimes you have to pay for that elsewhere, okay? And then you also have redirects. So we talked a little bit about for marketing. If you were to have like a challenge, it's like oh yeah, you did. Awesome. Yes, perfect. Okay. So let's just say you were doing the Kick Ass in 2025 challenge. Okay. But you wanted it to go to your regular website where you had a page, but maybe you had a redirect. Or let's just say you were doing an affiliate like the Prime, right? We're all trying to do the affiliates. You can get a redirect and shorten it and make it simple and kind of cover where it says like your name. You can do that here. There's a system for that. So if you're redirecting and getting people to buy stuff through you, let's say it was Prime, go sign up for Prime, and it's usually it has some kind of weird code. People know what you're doing. You can shorten that with a redirect here, a URL. So that's kind of how that all works. Membership, it's really cool. It's very easy. So let's say you had a little class. I know Pace says don't do a class, don't do courses, but what if you did a 2-day and you had a follow-up and you didn't want to do it in person? Here's the course. I walked you through, I got you set up to here. Now it's on you. Here's your course, right? And there's a monthly membership or whatever. You can build that membership in here. It could be as simple as I created one for my candy store, Make Life Sweet, and it was about being happy every day. And every month they joined for $7 a month, and I sent them tasks to do just to be happy, right? It could be anything. I mean, you got to think like beyond, oh, this is a membership like Sub2. So, but they do that in here. You also have your media storage, and then you have your reputation. Okay. So that's kind of how that works. Any questions before we jump back to email and stuff? Let me see. Did I miss anything?